and one of the games out there that is absolutely awesome. A franchise that's great from Remedy. Remedy, guys, these are the folks over there that have created the Alan Wake franchise. They've created Max Payne. They're currently working on the Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes right now. I love Remedy. They've done Control. They've done a number of really cool games. Very excited about the future, not only of, Max Payne, but also of Alan Wake. And, there was a lot of questions that came up after Alan Wake 2 released to the world, whether or not we were going to get an Alan Wake 3 at some point. Well, guys, there's an article that came out from Mark DeChamps over at Comic Book. Remedy says Alan Wake 3 will have a shorter wait. So let's talk about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, Alan Wake 2 was one of the most critically successful games of 2023. Releasing more than 13 years after the original, the game easily proved worth the wait. Thankfully, it seems that fans won't be waiting as long for a third game. While Remedy Entertainment has not officially announced an Alan Wake 3-quel, the company stopped just short of doing that. Remedy released its financial statements for 2023, in which CEO Tero Virtala spoke a lot about Alan Wake 2, as well as the next game in the Control series. Virtala says the company sees both as major franchises now and wants to have a more regular cadence of sequels, which they absolutely should, guys. Alan Wake was awesome. The second game, which, by the way, let me know in the comment section down below if you guys would like me to live stream beginning to end Alan Wake 2. That is something that I would absolutely be down to do if you guys are interested in that. But with Alan Wake and Control, we now have 2 established franchises, and our ambition is to grow them into franchises that have high brand recognition, steadily growing user base, more regular cadence of sequels, and an ability to generate revenues and profits at a high level, said Virtala. So obviously, that sounds like a very good sign for a third game and possibly much more. What also bodes well is the fact that the game is performing to Remedy's expectations. At a time where even multi-million selling games aren't making back their costs, Virtala had some great things to say about sales for Alan Wake 2. With over 1 million in digital sales, it's the fastest selling game in the studio's history, and it has also recouped a significant part of the investments made by Epic Games Publishing, and we expect the game to be a meaningful revenue and profitability driver for the year. So, super good news to hear that Alan Wake 2 has made Remedy a lot of money, and it just comes to show, guys, if you make a really good game and you properly market it, it's going to sell really well. And it might not sell super well immediately, but over time, word of mouth is a very powerful tool. And so I think Alan Wake 2 definitely benefited from a lot of people saying great things about it because it was a fantastic title. And I cannot wait to see where they go with it with Alan Wake 3. I would say, guys, we're probably going to have to wait until the Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes are finished, which I also think are going to make Remedy a lot of money. Max Payne is a game, guys, that stems all the way back to the original Xbox. And so I think there's a deep root with Max Payne, very dark noir lore there, and I cannot wait for Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes. I would say, though, after that is when we can probably expect an Alan Wake 3. So these quotes from Virtala should help Alan Wake fans breathe a sigh of relief. Alan Wake 2 was released on October 27th, in a month absolutely packed with major video game releases. That same month also saw Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Assassin's Creed Mirage. The game could have easily slipped under the radar, but positive reviews and award recognition seem to have gone a long way. Of course, collaborations with games like Fortnite and Dead by Daylight probably didn't hurt. Totally agree, but I also think, guys, man, a lot of great word of mouth. I mean, that's what I think it was. It was a critical success. As they say here, the first Alan Wake was a critical success, but took a long time to find significant interest. See, this is what I'm saying. A lot of these games that come out, especially brand new IPs, it may take a little while for, to really build that fan base. We've seen this all the time with other games that we're going to be talking about here today, like State of Decay, and that franchise. It took a little bit of some time, but now it's got a nice sized fan base. People are very excited about the third game. With Alan Wake, took some time, and a big part of that was due to the game's proximity to the original Red Dead Redemption. Releasing just 4 days before that Rockstar classic, Alan Wake was overshadowed. Over time, the game managed to find a passionate audience and finally got a sequel after more than a decade. It remains to be seen just how quickly we'll see a sequel announced for Alan Wake 2, but if it ends up being significantly shorter than it was between the first two games, that's a big win for fans. So here's the reality, guys. I think Alan Wake 3 is absolutely going to happen. It's more of a matter of when, not if. I think Alan Wake 3 will release more than likely after the remakes of Max Payne. So Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes that Rockstar gave the license, or, they're leasing the license out to Remedy to make those two games, and Rockstar is also helping to fund the projects. And so really excited to see Rockstar do this. I think a lot more, AAA game publishers, developers need to do this with games that they're not maybe necessarily going to be working on for a while. Obviously, Rockstar is very busy with GTA 6. More than likely, Red Dead Redemption 3 will come after that. So Max Payne is a commercial success, but it's also been, a real cultural title within gaming. And to just let it just lay there by the wayside, it's really good that Remedy now is going to kind of capture a brand new audience and introduce Max Payne for the first time to a brand new generation. And so that's really exciting stuff. I would say that after those two games, though, is when we're going to be getting the Alan Wake 3 continuation, and hopefully Alan Wake continues past 3. I mean, I think that Remedy absolutely has something special here. I'll be sure to keep you guys all up to speed as more information comes out. But what do you guys think about Alan Wake 3 and the possibility of it, and what obviously the CEO Tero Vertala was stating from Remedy about Alan Wake 3? What are your guys' thoughts about it? Let us know in the comment section down below, and let us know your thoughts.